Recent rains and stormy weather, it's normal for April and May in East Texas. With the rain comes standing water. That standing water, you know where it's going, can attract mosquitoes. East Texas News Weekend's Bob Hallmark has more on how East Texans prepare for their annual fight with these winged pests.
Heavy storms dropping lots of rain on East Texas, and the weather warming leaves behind the perfect breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes and flies, no.
Mosquitoes everywhere. They swarm around.
According to public health districts, the number of mosquitoes increases with a hot and humid environment. Mosquitoes are carriers of a variety of diseases like Zika, West Nile, and Ebola.
We try to spray and treat our standing water. That's the biggest culprit, is if you have any standing water around.
It's only the female mosquito that draws blood that they need to reproduce in staggering numbers. A single female mosquito can lay 100 eggs every third night and can reproduce in the millions.
I mean, a mosquito will lay, millions of eggs over the life cycle, so it's terrible. It only takes about a teaspoon of water for a mosquito to be able to breed in.
If you get out down around the barns or out in the pastures, then yes, you better put some off on.
When you're wearing shorts, sometimes men don't wear shorts as much as women, and mosquitoes tend to like our white legs.
Stagnant lakes and ponds, puddles, creeks, all of them can make good habitat for mosquitoes, but they can use any standing water source, and sometimes in some very surprising areas. Tires, paint cans, bird baths, water bowls for pets, even toys can hold enough water for a short period of time to breed mosquitoes. But there are ways to protect from being exposed.
We use the Skin So Soft, the things that aren't as chemically the DEET.
Any place that holds water, dump it.
Bob Hallmark, East Texas News Weekend.
The World Health Organization says malaria, a common mosquito-carried disease, is the cause of about 400,000 deaths a year. Mosquito-borne diseases kill more than 1 million people and infect up to 700 million each year. That goes for almost 1 in 10 people in the world.